Australia doesn't exist. Flat earthers tell us why. So this theory of Australia not existing has been going around the internet recently, and I got this article here that tells me about it and others, so I did my research this time. Alright, you ready? It reads, most of you have probably been brought up believing in an imaginary land called Australia. I bet many of you have even learned about it in school. I'm here to tell you the truth. Well, the fact is that Australia doesn't really exist. Everything you have ever learned about it was made up, and any pictures of it you've seen were faked by the government. Alright, pause for a second. Don't you think it would be a hassle for the government to fake every single Google picture about it on the internet? I am sure you have talked to people on the internet who claim to be from Australia. They are really secret government agents who are surfing the internet to enforce these false beliefs. So you're just playing a friendly game of Roblox and you meet a guy that says he's an Australian, but in reality he's a CIA agent enforcing the fake Australia. Just a normal Saturday afternoon for me. We are not entirely sure why the government made up an imaginary continent or why it is trying to convince the world that this continent is real, but we can tell you that we know for a fact that Australia doesn't exist. Please join us in our quest to convince the world of truth. Alright, so there's going to be one more that I'm going to read, and it's a pray that they gave us even a little bit of evidence that Australia isn't real. Australia is not real. It's a hoax made for us to believe that Britain moved over their criminals to someplace. In reality, all these criminals were loaded off the ships into the waters, drowning before they could see land ever again. It's a cover-up for one of the greatest mass murders in history, made by one of the most prominent empires. Then she even goes as far to say as Australians are computer generated, so I don't get how any of that correlates with what she said above. So if you'd like me to do another one of these, just tell me, or tell me something something else you'd like me to do. Alright, so
lately every single girl I'm fucking with is fucking basic, rather get wasted. That's why when you see me in the studio, I'm usually keeping bottles adjacent. Yeah, and lap packs on the table just to chase it. I'm dream chasing lifestyles of being rich and fucking famous. I got a couple friends that probably won't fucking play this, and lately got a couple friends stuck in between quotations. Yeah, I'm Charlie Dickens with these expectations, despite stressing over how I'm making my electric payments. I'm worried that my latest song will be my fucking greatest, and all my new fans